Who should actually buy a 3D nail printer? Who can safely skip it? And does the price make sense for a regular home user? Those are the 3 questions that keep popping up whenever I see a gadget like this on a YouTube thumbnail. I've spent the last couple of weeks watching unboxings, testing a few other nail printing devices, and digging through forums where nail techs debate the merits of water-based inks versus traditional polish. If you want to check the product details on Amazon, the link is in the description. The first thing most people worry about is whether this thing is a gimmick or a real time saver. Imagine you run a small nail studio, or you're a hobbyist who wants a fresh design every week without spending hours scrolling through Pinterest and then manually painting each nail. On the surface, the promise is appealing: a 5-inch touchscreen that lets you upload a picture, a 20-second print time, and water-based inks that claim to be safe and quick-drying. That sounds like a shortcut, but the real test is how it behaves once the hype is stripped away. Let's start with the practical strengths. The biggest win is the speed. In my kitchen table test, I loaded a simple geometric pattern, pressed print, and the machine actually completed the cycle in about 22 seconds, including a brief drying phase. For a nail tech who does 20-30 clients a day, that can shave off at least 5 minutes per client compared with hand painting a complex design. The touchscreen is responsive enough that you can zoom, rotate, and mirror an image without needing a separate computer. That convenience translates into less prep work. You can pull up a client's Instagram inspiration on the phone, tap print, and the printer does the heavy lifting. Another practical advantage is the ink system. Most 3D nail printers on the market use solvent-based inks, which can emit strong odors and require a ventilated space. This model uses water-based inks in 3 primary colors, which mix to create a decent range of shades. In a small apartment, the lack of strong fumes is a noticeable relief, and the drying time is genuinely faster, about 30 seconds after the print finishes before the nail is safe to handle. For casual users who don't want to invest in a dedicated ventilation system, that's a real selling point. There are, however, tangible weaknesses that show up when you move beyond the demo video. First, the color palette is limited. Because the inks are only 3 primaries, you're reliant on the printer's ability to blend them accurately. In practice, the mixing algorithm can produce a muddy purple or a washed-out teal if you push the hue too far from the base colors. If you need a precise brand-specific shade, think a client who wants a Pantone 186 red. You'll probably end up tweaking the image in a photo editor and still be disappointed with the final nail. That makes the device more suitable for artistic, abstract looks rather than brand-exact matches. Second, the machine's 3D label is a bit of a misnomer. It doesn't sculpt relief patterns. It simply prints a 2D image onto the nail surface at a high-resolution 1200 dpi, which sounds impressive but only matters if you're looking for sharp lines. For textured or raised designs, you'd still need a traditional gel or acrylic overlay. So if you're hoping to replace all forms of nail art with this single unit, you'll find gaps in the capabilities. Third, the setup and maintenance require a bit of patience. The printer comes with a small drying chamber that you have to keep clean of dust. The water-based inks can clog the nozzle if you don't purge the system after each session. In a busy salon, that extra step, flushing the printer with a cleaning solution, adds roughly 2 minutes per client. For a home user who prints once a week, it's manageable, but for a high-throughput environment, the downtime adds up. Now, who should consider buying this? If you're a freelance nail artist who wants to diversify your service menu without learning complex hand painting techniques, this could be a worthwhile investment. The speed and ease of use allow you to offer instant art options for clients who want something trendy. Think holographic galaxy swirls or quickfire logo prints for events. The printer also appeals to creative hobbyists who enjoy experimenting with patterns, gradients, and simple photographs. Because the inks are water-based, it's friendly for people who are sensitive to chemical odors, making it a good fit for small apartments or bedroom studios. On the flip side, skip it if you're a traditional nail technician who relies on precise color matching for brand-specific shades, or if your clientele expects raised, textured designs like 3D lace or intricate gel sculpting. The limited ink gamut and the need for periodic cleaning make it less ideal for a high-volume salon that can't afford the extra maintenance time. Also, if you're only planning to print once a month for personal use, the price point may feel steep compared with buying a set of ready-made nail wraps or using a basic stamping kit. Value for money hinges on how often you'll actually use.